This is about transformation of people. Everyone wants to transform the other, waits for the other one will get transformed. You go to organizations, the boss wants the employees to get transformed. You go to a house, the husband, the spouse wants each other to be transformed. You go to parents, parents want their children to be transformed. You go to a school, the school wants teachers to be transformed, children to be transformed. Like this, how do you transform people? So there are different ways of transforming people. The first way is using brutal force, using extreme fear, using threatening the people to get transformed. This is one way of getting your transformation done. Like even people use force, they hit to, I've seen husband, wives hitting each other. I've seen parents hitting the children to get them transformed. The next way of transformation is using fear. Shouting, which is a common thing in schools. The boss shouts at the employee. The lady shouts in the house to the helpers. So this shouting is used as a mechanism to bring in transformation. Well, transformation yet may happen, but there's no relationship. The third way is there's no relationship bond. The bond in fact breaks. It is just a forceful transformation. The third way is you give the person chance. All right, I want you to do this. They don't do it. I want you to do this, and then give 2-3 chances, and then you say, okay. Now, if you don't do it the fourth time, if you're not listening the fourth time, what is it that we can set up that a salary cut or whatever it may be, some consequence you set up with the person agreeable to both the people. This often works and often works well because you've given the person a chance 1, 2 and 3, and the fourth time you set up the consequence. So it's a beautiful way, it's a nice way to transform people. The fourth way is very, very powerful. When the person wants to transform himself, herself, he chooses a consequence on his own accord. We call it prayashchit. If I don't do this, I will not eat food. If I don't do this, I will give this so much, I will help someone with this contribution of this money. If I don't do this, I'll not speak to my dear friends. Like this, you set up a consequence on your own, like a prayashchit. It's a very powerful way to transform yourself. And the last way is the most beautiful way, when you are really committed to see the divinity in every being, when you are committed to see the God in everyone, when you're committed to really love yourself. You don't need these consequences. You just say all the time, introspecting of yourself, that am I seeing the divinity? Am I seeing the godliness? And this is what I want to see. And even if you don't see it, the awareness of you wanting to see it itself is so high that the transformation happens. And it's continuous work on yourself, introspection, contemplation, and making your changes whenever you slip out of the awareness, making a self change, which is called awareness. So if you see these 5 types of ways, the maximum, we hardly, I did a rough survey of all these 5 ways. I found that the first way of real brutal violence type of transformation, only 1% of the people, less than 1% people there. The last way of wanting to see divinity, that itself also is less than 1%. The balance, most of the people use this shouting and fear to transform people. A lesser percentage, I would say 80% of the people use that. A lesser percentage use this, that setting up the rules with, not 80%, I would say about 60 to 70% use that. About 20% people use this setting up the rules between yourself, and very few percentage people use the prayashchit. But anyway, if you want to transform yourself, the best way is 3rd, 4th and 5th. Nothing like it. if you're really keen in knowing yourself, self-realization, which we see is the fifth way. So wish you all the best and have a wonderful day, week, month and year in life. Thank you, Guruji, for giving this beautiful knowledge to all of us.